Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. That is right, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about this game for the 537th millionth time. That is right. I am so excited to just talk about Xenoverse 3, the idea, the concepts of it. Now, keep in mind, this isn't even really speculation. This is just more of like, hey, I'm confident that this game will happen, right? And the reason why I'm confident that we will get a Xenoverse 3 eventually, even if it's in the next 10 years, 20 years, even when I'm dead, and I will rise from my grave to play this game and get back into the series, is because they are not actually doing a lot of these changes that I will be presenting in this video. That, you know, Xenoverse 2, it just hasn't expanded or added anything really new other than characters and story and, like, you know, the basic customization via DLC, right? Occasionally we'll get like some little extra things like, oh, they made cross versus mode. Not a big major thing, but it was like, you know, something different. It was in a sense a new mode. Other than that, I mean, we've gotten photo mode, which was, that's a pretty old update now, but I mean, all it is, you know, it's just, you know, controlling the game's camera so that you can take, you know, pictures for your little fantasies. And when I talk about fantasies, Xenoverse 3 is a huge fantasy, right? that's every Dragon Ball fan's wet dream at this point. I know Sparking Zero is still a pretty recent new game, but with how the game is going about content post-launch, I just feel like Xenoverse 3 and the Xenoverse series is just doing it better. And I know right now we're waiting for DLC 19 and they've been really bad with communication with it. But Xenoverse as a series is really the only console game that gets the most frequent updates and is as close to a live service game as, you know, Dragon Ball can get, other than if you want to say like Legends or Dokkan. But those are mobile games, those are different. We're not even going to bring those up, okay? Those are very successful, and the reason why they're so successful is because they do updates like every couple of weeks, you know, or at least monthly, right? And I'm not saying that Xenoverse needs to do that, but they already have like the weekly raid updates. Occasionally they'll do the festival, you know, once or twice a year. Like they're in a better spot than Sparking Zero when it comes to releasing content post-launch, right? And even if it's through DLC packs and everything, that's absolutely fine as long as they cook, they do a good job, and it's actually worth, you know, waiting. Okay, for the most part, right? So let's talk about some of the things, some of the changes in Xenoverse 3 that I want to see. The jump from Xenoverse 2 to Xenoverse 3, okay? The jump from the first game to the second game was in only about a year, right? That was our last, like, you know, actual yearly, in a sense, release of a new Dragon Ball game, okay? Ever since then, it's been like every couple of years, every, you know, 4 years, there's like a new game that comes out, and that's fine. I'm down to wait for a game as long as the quality is really good. Sometimes we'll get some filler games here and there, but that quality from Xenoverse 1 to Xenoverse 2 was absolutely phenomenal in terms of the jump. It felt like a brand new game, right? I know the look of the game was pretty much the same. I think they slightly polished it. If you go back to Xenoverse 1, some of the shaders and like the graphics on it are a little bit different, and you know, you can judge whether or not it was better back then or not. I think everybody can agree that Xenoverse 2 is just the better game overall. If you go back and play Xenoverse 1, it'll make you grateful that Xenoverse 2 exists, right? Like, you go back to Xenoverse 2 and you're like, holy shit. Like, that's how I feel like with going from Sparking Zero to Xenoverse 2. Like, it's like it's like night and day, right? In terms of the gameplay, right? But I think Xenoverse 2 is like just a solid game overall. I played it the other day and I was like, damn, this game is like so fucking good. Like, no cap, no joke. Like, I'm not even like I'm not glazing the game. No, it's legitimately like a great game. Yes, the gameplay might not be as, you know, flexible and free as Sparking Zero is, but it's still decent. It's still good to the, you know, for this type of game and for this series. And there's just so much you can do in it, right? Like, you could go into this game, jump in, make a CAC, okay, your own custom character. You can make a different race. You could go for like a Namekian or like a Frieza race character and just go through the story mode and just kind of have like a different experience because they play differently, you know, among the races and stuff. And every single character, at least the recent DLC characters, they got a lot of new, you know, mechanics and things like Broly with his transforming moveset, which is really fucking cool, right? So the first thing I wanted to get into is mainly the graphics. I guess mainly the shaders, okay? Let me just say right now, the models of Xenoverse, they really aren't as bad as people are, you know, or I mean, I don't think I've really seen people have that much of a criticism on the models compared to the actual dipped in oil, deep fried shaders, right? Now, me personally, Xenoverse 2 as visually as a game, it's fine to me. I never had a problem with it. You'll hear me joke. I'll make some like memes and jokes about it just to play on the joke of, or I don't know, this is maybe not a joke. People are dead serious when they say that this game is the ugly, like one of the ugliest Dragon Ball games. I personally do not agree with that. There are way worse games. Taiketsu, that shit looked horrible, but that's a game on Game Boy, right? I understand. So, yeah, people think it's so bad to the point where they just say that this game is absolutely garbage. Like they despise the game just because of the way it looks. They're like, wow, I love the CAC features. I like the game overall. It's a cool game, right? I like the idea of it, but the graphics and the shaders look so shit that I don't even want to play it. I think that's insane, right? Like I said, I personally never had a problem with it. Like even if like it was, for example, if it looked like Taiketsu, right? I would still play it if the gameplay is good, right? Graphics to me aren't that big of a deal. They never really were. The only thing I want is that it runs smooth, preferably in 60 FPS, but it could be fucking pixels and I'd be fine with it, right? But yeah, the dipped in oil look, I think it's dated. It definitely needs to go at this point in time. If they keep it, that's fine, but let me just use an example. I'm like, you're seeing it on screen right now. Like, it doesn't even have to look this good, right? They could just get the Xenoverse 2 models, right? And what you're seeing on screen from the Xenoverse 3 above my head, that's just a mod, right? That's a fan-made thing. I'm not expecting it to look like that. But if you play the Dragon Ball Super card game, that game actually looks really fucking good. And why does it look good when it's using the same models that Dimps has used for Xenoverse for so many years? It's because of the shaders. The shaders make a big difference, okay? Make it cel-shaded, right? Sparking Zero has a cel-shaded look. Kakarot kind of has a cel-shaded look. It's like a hybrid. Like, if you look at it, like, it's not 100% cel-shaded, but a lot of the CC2 games aren't like 100% cel-shaded, right? Sparking Zero is a little bit more closer to that. Dragon Ball Legends, their earlier models looked more like Xenoverse 2 with the dipped in oil look, right? But their newer models that they've made more recently are more cel-shaded, okay? And, you know, Fighters, obviously cel-shaded and stuff. Like, there's a reason why cel-shaded does so well with fans, right? It fits the look of it. It looks more like the anime. And the actual, like, design for the graphics and, like, the models and stuff, if they want to change it up slightly, maybe update it a little bit, make it smoother, right? Obviously, if Xenoverse 3 comes out, it's probably going to be on the PS fucking 18 or some shit like that, and the Xbox Series 44. So, yeah, once that eventually happens, I think we're going to jump to the future, and we're going to have, like, so the RAM, the graphics, the capabilities of the console are going to be so good to the point where I should not be seeing any jagged edges on the models. I should not see any clipping. Like, make it refined. You can use the same models for the most part and just clean it up, smooth it out. And that's what those fucking card game models look like. I'm not even joking. Like, go to the Dragon Ball Super card game and you'll be, like, surprised by how good it looks, even though it's using the same exact models from Xenoverse 2, basically, right? They've gotten a lot of mileage out of that. The Dimps models, whatever Dimps makes, they get a ton of mileage out of it for other games. Like, they always reuse it, right? So moving on here, other than, you know, graphics, obviously more characters, expanded roster. I think we have like 130, 140, maybe 150 characters, including the DLC, and that's still not even at the level of Sparking Zero, which is pretty crazy, right? But understandable. Sparking Zero is the game, right? The Dragon Ball game known for its massive roster. So give me characters, you know, like androids, you know, 14 and 15, or fucking, I mean, we don't even have Gero and Android 19 in Xenoverse 2, which is kind of crazy to me. Give me Bergamo, you know, fucking the brothers, like the Trio the Dangers, right? We don't have Master Roshi in this game. Like, it's not that hard to expand the roster, and yes, there are a ton of characters. You would be surprised how many characters Xenoverse 2 still doesn't have. Like, they could do DLC, but like, just make the new game and add a shit ton of new characters. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, nobody is fucking buying Android 19 and 20, aka Gero, as DLC. Nobody's buying that shit. I will, because I'm, you know, Xenoverse 2 meathead, and I glaze the shit out of this game, as people like to always say. But yeah, like, there are a lot of characters. Give me Kakunza, Rosie, give me Zangya, Beto, you know, Bujin, fucking full power Bojack, and Super 13 are not even in this game. Dude, give me GT Goten, bro. You know what? Fuck, I don't even need any of these other characters. Just put GT Goten in Xenoverse 2, and I will never ask for Xenoverse 3. I'm joking. Fuck you. I want Xenoverse 3, okay? But yeah, overall, yeah, that's what we need. And the base models, like the base game models, and the way that they play, like the movesets, like Super Saiyan Blue Goku, give him a different moveset, dog. Like give him some different combos. Super Saiyan God Goku, give him some different combos. Stop you reusing the same shit from base form Goku, right? It's big 2025, and these shits are so outdated, dog. Like what is it, like the 60 to 70 characters in the base roster, or maybe it's like 80. I can't even remember how many characters are in the base. The base game roster of Xenoverse 2 needs to get updated, right? Clean up the models, make them look better, make them look more, you know, on par to what it looks like in the game. And again, with the graphics and shit, like they could honestly just use, okay, you know what Piccolo and Broly look like? Okay, I'm talking about Z Broly, the new Z Broly. Okay, the shaders on those guys, make it look maybe a little bit more like that. Right? They've updated it. Compare the shaders of Orange Piccolo and Z Broly to some of the base game models. You will be surprised by how different that shit looks, right? But yeah, that's just characters, okay? Now, again, expanded story. I want to see a story mode that is not just, oh, let's go into a saga and let's throw in like some chaos, right? That Few's done. Like what kind of Few is doing right now in the DLC story, like Future Saga, that's actually pretty cool. We're getting like never before seen kind of like story, right? Like we had recently Future Saga Chapter 2, even though I didn't agree with how everything was, the story was actually pretty cool. We had like this thing where it was like, we have Ultra Supervillain Jiren versus Ultra Instinct Goku, while we also have Ultra Supervillain Jiren versus the fucking Gods of Destruction, Belmod, Champa, and Beerus teaming up, and then having like Whis in there as well. I think he was in there. Was he in there? No, it was like Dispo or some shit. I don't know. Maybe Whis was in there and I forgot. Yeah, Dispo, God of Destruction, Topo and stuff. Like we had some like unique stuff in there. Like that wasn't like, it wasn't like, oh, let's go to the Tournament of Power saga and let's throw in Broly, right? Even though I love that shit and it's still cool, right? Xenoverse 2 has just been already doing that. So give me some crazy stuff like, let's do like Dragon Ball. Let's get like all the Gokus. Like I want to see OG Dragon Ball story first and foremost. Like they need to add that shit because that's OG Dragon Ball content does not exist in Xenoverse. I know it's very sad. It's very sad. You want to talk about Sparking Zero? Oh, there's only one Kid Goku from OG Dragon Ball. Look at fucking Xenoverse 2. They ain't nothing. Nothing, bro. That's crazy. And I know why. It's just because it doesn't sell well. But they should have had that in the base game from the beginning, right? Kid Goku, Teen Goku, Demon King Piccolo, Master Roshi, Tao. Like, they should have been in the base game, right? Again, I would pay for the DLC. I'm not even gonna fuck with you with that shit. But like, let's be real. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they need to have stuff like that. Like, give me all the Gokus from different dimensions, like teaming up to fight some new villain, like Demigro, like a new demon character or some shit. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of story potential. The Xenoverse series has unlimited story potential, right? Even more so than Sparking Zero and stuff. Even though Sparking Zero did give us the Gohan Black thing, which is pretty cool. That was like the only cool, unique, really, really unique thing that was different, that was new, right, and fresh. So the Xenoverse series, that's where it really excels in, that other games don't, is like a Dragon Ball Heroes type of thing, where it's just like some crazy bullshit, bro, and I love it, man. Give us original story. You know what I'm saying? Now, this one's a little bit weird. I don't know if this is how they would do this, but this is something that people always ask for. When it comes to new anime games, people want open world, okay? Now, I don't know if it really needs to be open world. It's fine if it doesn't even have this, but I know this is something that a lot of people like. I personally love it as well. I played, you know, Breath of the Wild and fucking Tears of the Kingdom, and I loved it, okay? When I mean open world, it's just a massive world, okay, where there's no loading screens or any of that shit. You just go. Right? You just go, you explore, you see a bunch of cool stuff. I don't know. I just feel like with Xenoverse, like, I think they just need to make a larger hub world like Kanton City and have you be able to, you know, interact with characters and do stuff, right? But the way Xenoverse functions in terms of the gameplay overall, I don't know if an open world would really work. Maybe they could pull that off, but just give me a bigger Kanton city type of deal, like a pretty massive city, and I'd be fine. I'd be satisfied. Okay, it doesn't have to be fucking like, you know, I don't know. Is it Baldur's Gate and I don't even know if Elden Ring. I don't ever play those games, by the way. For those of you that don't know, so I don't know if those are open world really. But I'm just like thinking of like really popular games that a lot of people play that might have like an open world aspect to it. Okay, I'm just gonna use Tears of the Kingdom. It does not have to be that big. If they were able to do that, that'd be cool. But that would take fucking forever for them to make it. Right? Like Breath of the Wild and like Tears of the Kingdom, that shit took like what, like 5 to like 8 years or some shit for development. Like it's crazy how long those games took to make. Right? But yeah, that would be really cool if we could have, just like a bigger Kanton city. You could explore a little bit. I think that'd be sick. Okay. Base game customization. Sparking Zero. Yikes. Xenoverse 2 actually does a really good job of this already. Okay. Just expand it, right? Expand it a little bit more. Now, again, what you're seeing on here is just a fun concept I made. It doesn't need to be like, oh, in the story they need changes and stuff. Obviously, we don't need any of that. Story appearance. What the fuck is that? What does that even mean? Transformation appearance. I think that would be kind of cool. Like, okay, like you go to your transformation. Okay, you have like a Super Saiyan Goku, Blue Goku, God Goku, right? Whatever form. Okay, not just base form Goku, right? Because that's the only custom character that we can use. Yes, there is God Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Goku custom characters, right? But have that all just kind of like in one, right? I don't want, to have these characters separated. Make it like Spark. Like you can select them at the base roster as a separate character. That's fine, but let us transform into them. That's what I'm trying to get at, right? So like, let me be able to go from base to Super Saiyan 2 to Super Saiyan 3, okay? And then maybe have like a version that's like from GT, like Super Saiyan 4. They should, at this point in time, be able to include Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, God, Blue, and Ultra Instinct, right? That should all be in one character. Even Sparking Zero doesn't do that, and it's fine. It's not that big of a deal, but it does kind of suck. I can't go from Super Saiyan Blue or like God to Ultra Instinct. Like, just let us do that, right? It's not that crazy. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the mechanics of the characters or how OP they are, and they're like trying to be worried about, oh, it's got to be balanced and all this shit. I don't know. Fuck it. And then obviously let us have some customization, freedom over the outfit that they wear and even the skills. Again, Xenoverse 2 does a good job of this already. It's not, oh, I can give Goku the Gallic Gun, or I can give fucking Vegeta, I don't know, what is it? Super Electric Strike from Android 17. Like, it doesn't have to be that. Like, that's never what customization for skills has ever been for the Dragon Ball games. It's like, oh, let me give this version of Goku Meteor combination, or this Super Saiyan God Goku, let me give him, I don't even know, like, I don't know, something that like he doesn't have already. Like, what, he's got like Super Kamehameha on Spirit Bomb, so give him fucking, I don't know, I mean, that's all he can really do. Maybe Warp Kamehameha, I don't know, something that he can already use. You know what I'm saying? New races. We're getting into CAC. Okay, avatars. Again, big selling point for Dragon Ball, right? Let us be able to have new races. Demon race, I think, should be an added race. They haven't added any new races in the entire series since the game launched, right? It's been the same 5. It's, what is it, like Earthlings, Saiyans, Namekians, Frieza, and then Majins, right? And make the Majins better. I want to be able to use like a Super Buu type of race, or give them like a Super Buu transformation or something like that. There's been, talk about like a bio-android race or like an android race, kind of like Cell and like the androids and stuff. That'd be kind of cool. Just whatever Heroes has, basically. Like, they got a demon race, they have the bio-android race and shit. Like, they got a lot of cool stuff, right? So just do that, right? And it doesn't even have to be that many, right? They could, because the races and like overhaul over the CAC features and like base shit with that, that's going to be a lot. So if anything, just add a demon race. I feel like the Xenoverse series focuses so much on demons in the demon realm. I think that it's time, right? So add a new race, at least one more, right? Again, I know it's a lot of work. Customization for the moveset and combos. We are tired of using the same shit. Let me be able to use a sword moveset. Let me be able to use like a magic-based moveset. You know what I mean? I don't think that's too crazy to ask. Let us, you know, it's just going to be one already like selected foundation of combos, but it's just a different moveset, okay? Like what we already have, everybody just does punches. They're just punching and kicking. That's it, right? So I want my custom character to be able to use a sword in his moveset. Like there are other characters like Janemba, he uses a sword. Trunks, he uses a sword, right? You know, what is it? The Gods of Destructions, they have like Hakai-based shit. I don't know, you know, something like that, right? That would be sick as fuck. And then, of course, Awoken skills. This is my little final thing here. Not only just that, but like the addition of paths, right? Like, oh, let me choose between being a time breaker or a time patroller, right? Like I want to be a bad guy. Like this playthrough, right? We already have that with races, right? That's in a sense a path change. Like, oh, I'm taking the Namekian path or the Saiyan path, right? So do it with that. And then when it comes to just like, you know, Awoken skills, very rare that we get them in Xenoverse 2. So it's like eventually if this game lasts another, like, I don't know, let's just say 5 or 10 years, maybe we'll get all the Awoken skills that I want, but we don't have Rose, we don't have Legendary, Ultra Ego definitely will not be happening until it becomes a thing in the anime, so God knows when that's gonna happen. We already have Ultra Instinct, we have you know, what is it, Super Saiyan Blue, God, like we have all like the basic shit. Super Saiyan 4 is still not in the game yet, so if we never get it, put it in Xenoverse 3. If we have to wait for Xenoverse 3 for it, put it in there. That would be stupid and that would suck. Really hoping that we'll get Super Saiyan 4 eventually here in Xenoverse 2, but I'm just saying, you know, and not only just for Saiyans, right? Like, that's the thing, they focus so much on Saiyans, which I get, you know, they have the most forms and they have the most players, people, you know, they're most popular, right? But give me Orange Namekian, okay? Potential awakening or power awakening for Namekians. Give me the Frieza race forms, what is it, first form, second form, third form, you know, all that shit. What is it, the Majins, give me a Super Buu race or an Absorption transformation in a way. Who else is missing? Earthlings. Okay, they just have Power Pull and Nimbus. Like, come on, man. We have other stuff, okay? We have other stuff that they could get creative with and give them stuff from, you know, the anime. Like, I can't even really think. Like a buff form, max power form. I think every race should have max power. Just buff them up, right? You know what I mean? Yeah, that'd be sick. So, yeah, stuff like that. Like, it's just an expansion on the base game with stuff that already exists. And, like, you know, new shit like, you know, like an open world thing in a way, or like, you know, stuff like this, like the new races, like all that stuff. Like we do not have that, and I guess they could add that in Xenoverse 2, but they're not doing it. They never did any of that shit, right? And then obviously we want like a ton of like new modes and stuff. I'll leave it up to you guys to speculate new modes. But yeah, this video is super long. I just really want to talk about Xenoverse 3 and all the cool ideas, and I want to know what you guys would like to see down in the comments. So please comment down below. Give me the coolest concepts and ideas that you think a Xenoverse 3 could potentially get. Again, we're just talking about ideas, okay? I'm not saying this game is coming out tomorrow and like the next year or any of that shit. Not saying that at all, but I'm saying that it's such a popular series that like, why wouldn't they do just like a way better version of Xenoverse 2, right? Like, just a simple update to the game that's not enough. DLC, that's not enough, right? We want a new game. Thanks for watching. Drop a like, subscribe here on the channel, ring my notification bell. Peace out.
This is Broly, and you are watching SLOplays. Make sure to subscribe, or else I'll destroy your entire planet.